5 reasons why people don't take action. And listen up, everyone. This is important because you need to know the reasons why people aren't buying you. You need to know the reasons why they're not converting. Okay, there's 5 reasons. Time, money, spouse, fear and self-sabotage and doubt. Okay, one of those reasons. So let's talk about time. Some of you are saying, I don't have the time. But remember, we need to choose commitment over convenience. Commitment over convenience. Convenience, they're not usually in the same area, right? Conviction and convenience don't usually live on the same street. Commitment and convenience don't usually live on the same street. And how many of you have had trouble with commitment? How many of you? Raise your hand. You need accountability. Where's the accountability video? Can you pull it up for me? Right? A lot of you. I see a lot of hands. Okay, well, guess what? We have a solution for that in the program. We have something called Skin in the Game, where it's just a 15-minute phone call that people jump on every morning and they make their declaration of the one thing, just the one thing that they're going to commit to that day. And then they show up the next day with the same group for that 15-minute quick call. And that 15-minute call sets their day. It gets them excited, right? It holds them accountable. And they show up the next day and they don't want to say they didn't do it. And here's what we have found have happened. I just added this to my program about 4 months ago. And my students, I didn't charge them for it. We have 11 different times every day people can jump onto an accountability call. And what I found was that just that one call was getting my students massive success. And you want to know why I realized that? Because I had one on a coaching program that I was in. They had that. And I thought, this is working. I'm going to add this to my group, my training. That's what I do all the time. Because I like to take the things that I know work and add them into my program, and take the things that I didn't like that I saw in programs and make sure that I don't do them. Because when you're successful, I'm successful. Remember my manifesto. I truly want to build community market leaders who are making an impact on their communities and who are go-givers. I want to help people achieve more financial freedom and more time. And I have literally created millionaires, not myself, others, my students. But they committed. They showed up, they invested, they gave it the time, they believed in themselves, even when they were scared. So we have to think sometimes about taking commitment over convenience, because it's not convenient to take the money out of the pocketbook. It's not convenient to have to stay up at night and do the work. It's not convenient. It's hard in the beginning, but guess what happens? We need to do things now that are hard so we don't have to later on forever. If we don't start doing things differently, you're going to be in the exact same position where you are right now, if not worse later on. I truly, truly believe that. And I don't feel bad at all trying to talk to you about this, because I feel like it's my moral obligation, because I know that I can truly help you if you'll allow me to. I know that I can. Let me just ask you one thing, and I want to see hands. You can either do your little emojis, you can just do this. Have I expressed to you that I seem like I'm the real deal here? If I do this, like honestly, yes, you can't really much fake. And some of you, it's okay if you don't like me, whatever. But my point is you can tell that I'm the real deal. I can't make up these testimonials. I can't make up these video people saying we're helping them. But time. If not now, then when? If not now, then when? How many of you have been here before, have watched me before? Sarah McKinney just got done saying, God, I wish I would have done this 9 months ago. Do you know how often I've been there? I've been that person where I didn't take action when I should have, and I hesitated. It caused me a lot of turmoil, right? I get it. It's hard sometimes. It's hard to make that commitment. But the time, if not now, when? And if you've been to another summit, or you've been to a challenge, or you've been to 2 of these, and it's not working because it's not easy. I mean, there's a lot to this, but when you have the right coach and the right accountability and the right support and the step-by-step strategy and systems, you can do it. The biggest mistake that we make is thinking we can do it on our own. If it was that easy, you need to lose weight. You know what to do. Stop eating. Drink more water. Eat more healthy foods. But we still have to get coaches and trainers to help us with that, because it's not easy. Changing your business and truly changing your life and changing absolutely the way that you're thinking, not settling for mediocrity, It's not easy, but it is when you have help. And even then it's not easy, but when you have somebody pushing you and guiding you and helping you, it can be done. And I will tell you, I don't think there's any better person on this earth, and I mean this when I say this, because if I thought so, I would tell you to go somewhere else. If you are an a-hole, we will tell you to go somewhere else. Let me just put that out there. But my point is that I have done it. I have been in your shoes. For 20 years, I've done it. For 8 years, I've been a digital marketer. I've created, I have $6 million funnels and one $10 million funnel coming that we've done in 3 years. I know how to market online. And you want to know why we've done so well? Because I get you, because I was you. I know how to help you, what you think, what you need, the problems you have. And that's why you see so many success stories. Because I'm not the coach who's coaching because I haven't done. I'm the coach who's coaching because I have done. I've been in your shoes. I'm still in your shoes. So if not now, when? So time is one of them. Understand that when you're selling high ticket, everyone, you are selling high ticket. Oh, 321, my number. You're selling high ticket. The second one is money. Now, here's the thing, everybody. Remember, commitment over convenience. You gotta, your pocketbook has to go down before it can go up. Period. It's not the other way around. And if you don't have the resources financially, then be resourceful, because if you're not resourceful, you're never going to have the resources, period. You just won't. You need the skill to make the money. It's not the other way around. Once I have the money, you're never going to have the money unless you're resourceful, figure out a way to get it. And why will I not just give this to you for free? Because I've worked very hard for it. And because if I do, you will not take it seriously. You pay attention to what you pay for. You pay attention to what you pay for. I have literally given my program to people and they have not done it. And I'm like, I won't make that mistake ever again, because I know that I can help them, but they have to want to help themselves. So be resourceful. The money can come. It is out there, because that money, think about it, can turn to so much more. The third thing is spouse. Now I'm going to explain to you how you're feeling right now. Right now, you're at this event. You're excited. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I believe in myself. I need a funnel. I really am ready to do this. I know I can do a great job. I absolutely know that this is right for me. And you're here and you've just, you're ready to act. So what do? You go home, and this is what you shouldn't do. You're like, honey, I just went to this training and I'm just so excited about it. And Krista taught me about funnels, and I can do video, and I know I failed before, but I really, really want to do it this time. And I'm just so excited. Now, mind you, your spouse has been watching the dogs for you, or watching the dogs, or taking care of the kids, or doing whatever. So you could be here and be present, and you're super excited. And they haven't been here. They're not excited like you are. They don't know what a funnel is. They don't know what a video is. They don't know who I am, right? So you kind of sound like sort of cultish, because you're going back all excited and like, who's this Krista person? Right? And you've been complaining to them about what's not working and how hard it is. So now you're saying, I want to invest. And they're just like, what? You've been complaining about everything, and all I hear about is this and that. And that's probably your problem, right? You've been complaining. So they aren't believing in you. And maybe they're going to say things like, well, you've tried something before and that didn't work. Well, the reason it didn't work is you didn't have the right support system with you. So you go there and you're just like, can I do this? Or do you think, is it okay? Is it okay if I do this? Will you let me? I mean, figuratively, or, you're asking for permission for either the money or for the resources, right? So that's not the way to do it. But here is how you should do it. First of all, you tell your husband or wife to, and if you don't have a husband or wife, like fill in the blank. Maybe it's your best friend, whoever your person is. Maybe it's your partner, or it's a good friend of yours, or your parents. And I'll tell you a story about my parents in a minute, my partner. That's very similar to this. You want to ask for their support, not their permission. And I had to learn this the hard way. My first marriage, my trial marriage, right? I was always asking for permission, not for support. And it didn't work, obviously. So you want to go to someone, you want to say, can we just talk for a minute? Honey, or friend, or fill in the blank, I just went to this event. I want to thank you so much for the past 2 days for taking care of the dog or taking care of the kids or whatever it might be. Thank you so much for that. I needed it so much. And you know, after being there, I didn't realize how much I needed this, like how much I needed to go there, how much help I needed. I was inspired. I feel better about myself right now. I'm ready to take action. I believe and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I can actually do this. This will work for me. This will work for me. And if you will just give me your support, just support me in this, I promise you that you are going to see a happier wife, a better business person. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be more confident. I'm going to be more present in our marriage. And I promise you that when we're actually together, I'm actually going to be with you. I'm not going to be complaining about my business because I'll be working on that at a different time. And when we have time together, it will be quality time. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I will make up this investment. I'll make it up. And the second I make it up, I get the money, I'll pay off the investment. And then what I'll do is I'll do whatever you want. We'll go on vacation or we'll buy you that new bike that you want. Fill in the blank, whatever it is they want, right? Give it back to them. Okay? If you'll just support me, I can make this happen. And I know one thing. I know that I need the systems and the processes and the strategy to get there. I need the step-by-step process. And the good news is it exists. Krista and her program has it all lined out. She's sold thousands of homes. She's built millions of dollars online, and she's helped thousands of students across the country do this. New agents and middle experienced agents and experienced agents change their business. And I know if you support me, I can do it too. So I'm just going to ask you if you can please support me and help me with this, because I know this is what I've been needing for a long time. COVID has threw me for a loop. And if I don't change the way I'm doing my business, nothing is going to change. That is how you ask your spouse for support, or your friend, or your parents, or fill in the blank. Now, let me tell you all something. When I wanted to become a coach, okay, mind you, I am the primary breadwinner in my family. So I have been very blessed to do very well. My parents, the ones that I didn't live with since I was 13, were very, very close now. I didn't tell you this one aspect about my mom, and that was that when I got out of the group home, I went to my mom and I confronted her, and she was the most amazing human being in the whole world. Went to counseling with me, worked through it, and we're such a close family now. So anything can change, even something like that, right? And my parents want nothing but the best for me. In fact, my dad, the only time he cried was twice in his life. Actually, 3 times. He just cried recently when his dog died. But he cried when I left home. He cried when his mom died. And he just cried when his dog just died a couple weeks ago. That was horrible to see. 3 times. Okay. My dad always says, like, I'm his favorite person. I love my dad so much. We are so close. When I wanted to be a coach, my parents were like, Krista, nobody is going to pay you to coach them. Like normal people, Krista, that are already making 8 figures, 7 figures, $1 million a year in real estate. They don't change their career to be a coach. No one is going to pay you to coach them. Like, we love you, but I think you really need to think about this. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You worked as a realtor for 20 years, 17 years. Like, no, I don't know. They loved me and they wanted to help me, but they didn't understand that they weren't helping me. I was dying inside. I missed coaching. I missed teaching. I've already maxed out in the real estate arena, and I missed being a teacher. And I was exhausted. When you're selling 150, 160, 170 homes a year without a huge team, without any other licensed agents, just you, it's a lot. Even with the great systems and processes, it's a lot. And I finally made my decision. I was on vacation in Hawaii with my parents and my brothers, everybody. It was 3 a.m. every day of the vacation. I would get up and sneak out of bed. I would go downstairs and I'd work from 3 a.m. until 9 a.m. Then I'd sneak back in bed and hope my family didn't know. Then the entire time I was on the phone, answering sellers, buyers, and my parents were like, get off the phone, get off the phone, get off the phone. My kids, mom, mom, mom. And I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. They didn't see that side of it. They didn't see that I was over it. So I made the decision. And my husband, love my husband. He loves me. He wants to support me all the time. But he was like, Krista, are you sure? Like are you sure you want? I mean, like, I don't know. It's a really good idea. I mean, I'll support you, but I don't know. And thank goodness I did not listen to them who were trying to help me, but really it would have hurt me had I listened to them. They had best intentions, but those intentions would not have helped me because I was able to do in a month what I did in a year coaching. But more importantly than that is I have never been so happy and so fulfilled in my entire life than I am right now. I love what I'm doing. And I lost that spark for a little bit. I lost that spark. And now I'm able to be the person I want. And it took me some time to get there, but I did it. I'm so happy that I believed in myself and that I invested when I did, because it has truly changed my life. And I know that if you're willing to put in the investment and the time, this can change your life too. And I know many of you know you need it. And the one mistake that I did not make was I did not trust in myself. I bought Russell's trainings, but I still hired him. And I hired him again because he did so well. I did so well, right? He taught me so much, and best investment I've ever made. And I've made many much more expensive ones since then. Okay, so time and money. The third one is fear. Okay, I'm sorry, time, money, spouse. The fourth one is fear. You're fearful, you're afraid, right? You've made a mistake before. You've made a bad investment before. You've tried something, it didn't work before. You're afraid that you'll do this and you'll stop and you'll quit, it'll be hard. But think about a baby. When a baby actually starts walking, right? Like you have a child and the baby starts to walk and they fall. You don't say, oh, you big dummy, stop walking, just start crawling for the rest of your life. No, you don't. You encourage them to try again. It's okay. We've all failed. We've all made mistakes. It's scary. It's scary thinking to do something new. It's a big investment. It's a big leap of faith to actually trust that you can do this new thing, right? It's a scary thing. And you're okay. I get it. I was scared to death when I hired Russell, when I wrote him a check for 25 grand. It scared me. But I was not scared 2 weeks ago when I wrote a check for 40 grand to a different coach, because I know what hiring a coach can do. I was like, the guy told me, you're the easiest sale I've ever had. He's like, I said to him, I bet you wish you had more of those type of people. He's like, you literally were the easiest sale I've ever had. But now I know the power of a coach. 40,000 is going to turn into, 20 million. I get it. Okay. So you're fearful, but understand that it's okay to fail. If you don't fail, you don't learn. Failure is your friend. Failed forward. Okay. You've made mistakes in the past. We all have. I have hired coaches that were not the best coaches. I'll be honest. I've made that mistake. But it doesn't mean that this might not be the right one. Fear sometimes is not your friend. It holds you back. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you right where you are. The fear can keep you in a position that isn't good for you. There's a good kind of fear, the ones that says, run, there's a lion, but not one that says, hey, trust in yourself, do this. And lastly is shame and self-doubt. You say things like, I don't deserve this. I can't do this. I'm not good enough for this. This won't work for me. Oh no, that just happens to those people. I'm not good enough for this. Right? Like that's that voice that's holding you back. And you want to know the truth? That voice that's holding you back, the one that's saying you're not good enough, it won't work for you. That's the most common one and the hardest one to uncover. It's the hardest one to uncover. And understand this, if the girl from juvenile hall and the foster home who was physically abused as a child, who hasn't lived at home since she was 13, who had her husband have an affair on her, who lost everything when the foreclosure stuff ended, who's had, abandoned bank accounts multiple times, if I can do it, you can. And I've helped plenty of people that were on the verge of depression be able to see change in their life. And I really do believe that my God-given ability and talent is to motivate and inspire people. The book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. He says in there, when you have this urge, and we're going to talk about him later today, about There's 16 traits that successful people have that from this book. But I was reading this book, and it's one of the books that I read with my Teens Lifting Lives program. I have this program where I sponsor young students, and they read books with me, and then I pay them money, and they donate half of it to a local charity. It's a really cool thing. But anyways, it says that when you get this inclination, you should just do it. And people that are successful, they get the feeling, and they go and they act, they do it. So I had been being told, you should be a coach. You should be a coach. I mean, I kept hearing it for like a year. Finally, I was like, maybe I should be a coach, right? They're like, you're so inspiring. I heard that you're so inspiring. You're so positive. And I was like, I could do this for people. And so I went for it. And it aligned so perfectly with the time when I was in Hawaii, about ready to lose my mind. Okay, I'm so glad I listened to that voice, because now help other people. Do you know contribution equals growth? When you truly help other people and you're contributing and you're helping other people get more abundance in life, you then become more abundant. And that's why when I heard some of you saying things like, what if somebody in my community becomes a community market leader too? Then welcome them in. That's an abundance mindset. You will grow, help each other, work together. That's how you grow. My students have mindset thinking. We have millionaire mindset thinking. All of us do. And when you put yourself around the right community and the right people, anything is possible.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.